Philadelphia. Thank goodness the Eagles only have one game left. To Mike, Heather, Miranda, and McKinley listening in, Sarah and Swanson, our neighbors, I hope they're back. They usually go to Myrtle Beach for Christmas, and hopefully they're back and listening in. And all the Colonel fans out there that didn't get a chance to make it to the game, try to come out and support us if you can. Always listen in on WKDE.
Coach, always a pleasure. We will talk to you before we make the trip up to Livingston next week, and definitely have a great new year, and we'll talk to you soon.
Sounds great, Bob. Thanks a lot.
Mike Cardinale on the pregame show. More after this on 105.5 KD Country. Coach, I appreciate it.
Your high school sports station with award-winning coverage. 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson back here at Altavista, the Laser Lights show, just getting finished. Scott has got the important stuff for us tonight, which is the starting lineup. So, Mr. Wilson, sir.
All right, well, let's start with the visitors from Amelia. We got number 5, Levante Bradley. Number 40, Malik Delaney. Number 11, Richard Perry. Number 34, Orlando Parker. And number 53, Marcus Johnson. Now the homestanding Altavista Colonels. We've got number 1, Michi Malbeck. Number 2, Juan Thornhill. Number 10, Darius Johnson. Number 12, Richard Hubbard. And number 24, Eric Poindexter.
Altavista looking to capitalize off last night's victory against Nottoway, go 2-0 in the Jeff Cocke Memorial Invitational. Fine crew of 3 tonight. Mr. Mike Ford, Mr. Jason Page, and Mr. Greg Howard will officiate this one. Altavista is in the home whites, orange striping up along the neck and down the side of the jersey. Black numeral is outlined in black on the back. Amelia in their road greens numeral, and Amelia is written in yellow, and it is a white striping down the side. Let's go over to the sponsors for you real quick tonight. First National Bank, providing an extraordinary customer experience for all involved. Apple Market, check out the weekly specials at the 3 area locations. Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving families since 1905. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Feller Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, voted best Mexican restaurant by their customers. English is your complete home center. See them for Arterium Vinyl. Streaming audio on kdcountry.com, brought to you by the good folks at Walmart. Of course, you just heard the Subway pregame show, and tonight's game, it's going to be posted on the KD Country YouTube channel, along with the LCA game later on, and check it out. Feller Chevrolet, a short drive will save you money. Richard Hubbard gets the short tip from Darius Johnson. Altavista to our right. Amelia to our left. Poindexter over to Juan Thornhill. Thornhill pushes it over to Poindexter. Poindexter over to Thornhill. Thornhill looking for somewhere to go, goes right back to Eric. Altavista not in a hurry, has Amelia just letting them do what they want with his own. Johnson gets inside the arc, pitches back out to Thornhill in the right wing. Thornhill gets some attention to him, tried to go down low to Darius Johnson. It's taken away by the Raiders, and Johnson got the steal for Amelia.
Yeah, I think the defense, the pressure defense bothered him a little bit, but they get it right back.
Yeah, I was going to say Eric Poindexter's pressure was bothersome too. Defensive foul goes against Amelia. Poindexter, the fouled member there.
Yeah,
first foul.
Johnson picks up the foul there. Poindexter trying to run along the sideline, and he bumped him.
Hubbard with the basketball over to Eric Poindexter. Poindexter on the left side.
Amelia's really extending the defense out almost to half court with their hands up or sideways.
Yeah, I was going to say the flipper, the windmill is at resting position right now. Poindexter over to Michi. Ball back, finds Hubbard. Hubbard right wing for 3. Front iron, no good. Rebounded by Darius Johnson. Johnson turns and fires. Had that shot blocked. Darius might have taken a step, actually, coming down with that, and Amelia's going back the other way.
Yeah, he had a good offensive rebound. Did look like he traveled to me as well.
Raiders with the basketball, scooped up and in. That is Terry for 2. Richard Terry on the bucket. As Amelia, I'll tell you, Kenny Hunt is earning his money tonight, or Scott and I with the jersey changes for the Raiders.
It's okay. We can roll with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, this
We're
is
flexible.
Really, Kyle Haney would just be a crying mess right now if he were here with me. Hubbard in the corner. Hubbard throws it, intended for Amelia, and it'll be a backcourt violation. Is Hubbard's pass intended, I think, for Thornhill, but just Juan didn't go back far enough. Amelia takes the basketball. We have played a $1:42 in this one, 6:18 left in quarter one. Altavista holds to a 2-0 lead.
It definitely seems like that defense is bothering Altavista, at least from the start.
Or Amelia holds the 2-0 lead, pardon me. Foul is called on the floor.
It's okay, the jersey, I'll blame the jerseys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm working double tonight, Scott, and I haven't worked one this year fully by myself. So
here come the complaints early in the game.
Well, I learned from Kyle, so, you know. That is a rule we have. No compliments of Haney and many compliments of me. Poindexter tries to get the steal. Amelia with the basketball. Thornhill active, and Amelia is going to have to reset the possession.
A lot of scrapping back and forth there, but Amelia will end up with it.
And Coach Brown talked about in the first game with LCA, Altavista's defense is going to lead to offense for them with as active as they are defensively. That ball is thrown away. Amelia can pick it up and not have a penalty. It's not backcourt. Michi is going to pick up the defender, or pick up the offender. Three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Thornhill. Thornhill leading the Colonels in rebounds, and he's at the guard position. Gets it over to Michi. Malbeck fires it over to Poindexter. Now to Thornhill.
Yeah, it looked like Malbeck was going to throw that up, but he saw two guys flying at him and decided against it.
Eric with it on the right side. Poindexter over to Thornhill. Now to Richard. Hubbard back to Juan. Now over to Hubbard. Hubbard to Malbeck. Malbeck double team. Now over to Hubbard. Altavista facilitates it fine along the perimeter. Just a reminder, this first quarter brought to you by the good folks at Apple Market. Proud supporter of Altavista Athletics.
And Altavista's not in any hurry here, and there's no need to be. Just passing it along the perimeter right now.
You know, the more Altavista passes, the defense normally breaks down towards the end, and Altavista gets the bucket.
And I think that's what they're counting on right here.
And Amelia really wants to get the taste out of their mouth from last night where they were dropped by LCA. So, you know, I think Amelia feels like it's maybe they're more in this one because they got down so early last night. When you get down 20 before, you know, you even really gotten off the bus, that affects you.
Yeah, it does, and you could tell they have some energy coming out, and they're trying to keep it up. They're really pressuring the ball.
Poindexter with the rock over to Thornhill. Altavista's been very meticulous on this possession.
Excellent word right there.
I looked it up. Dictionary word of the day. Thornhill drives inside and gets in two. One
drive
for the bucket.
That's how you break down the zone. You just drive into the basket yourself.
2-2 is our score. 4:20 to go. Amelia a little careless with the basketball. Bradley has it, and Amelia's going to call a timeout. We'll take it as well. Timeout on the floor. 4:16 to go in quarter one. 2-2 is our score at Altavista High School.
Good news from Altavista area Apple Markets. Check out these new in-store specials. 99 cents for any coffee or cappuccino. Trade winds and sweet leaf teas, 2 for $1.50. And a 24-pack of Coke, only $5.99. Or grab the 4-piece chicken tenders, fries, and garlic toast for just $4.99 at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. At Gateway, get half a pizza and a medium drink, only $5.99. Visit the Apple Market convenience stores soon for these great deals.
Hey, this is Josh Walker, and you are listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson back here with you, joined in the press box tonight by Mr. Kenny Hunt, who's on the PA, and Dean Hubbard, who is normally acting as athletic director. Well, I shouldn't say he's acting as the athletic director. He is the athletic director, but he is being proud father tonight of Richard Hubbard and watching from above. Amelia gets it down. Thornhill with the rebound.
Looking to push, but a little too quick.
And double team and going the wrong way over to Hubbard. Richard looking to get it up the court. Fires it over to Johnson. Johnson comes down low. Shot is up. Oh, going the other way. Bradley got position, and that foul is going to go against Darius Johnson.
Yeah, that was a tough one. It was close, but probably the right call there. Defender looked like he had position.
Tough to get it, though, in that area where Bradley laid his feet.
Yes.
Once you get in that little... Pretend there's a semicircle under the basket like the NBA.
Yes, visualize it, if you will, since we're not told.
Yeah. We're painting the picture, Scott. 5-second call out to Vista. Defensively, and you've seen only a few Colonel games, but I think you would even say defensively is where their calling card is.
Yeah, I think both teams so far, defense has been the story in this game. Obviously, 2-2. We played at least 4 minutes already.
Amelia coming off of a big loss last night, and I really am interested to see how teams rebound when they did not have a favorable advantage at all the night before. Thornhill with the basketball, left wing. Over to Michi. Malbeck one step inside the arc, takes it from 2 and gets it to go down. 4-2 is our score.
Nothing but net there from the corner. Pretty nice shot there.
Amelia back the other way. We are down to 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in quarter one. Raiders coming in to the left side. Pitched it out. Poindexter with a hand in the face. Shot is up, no good. Tipped around and foul, and it's going to be against Altavista. It's against Hubbard.
He was doing his best to try to get that rebound, but he's a little too small in there. Well, that could have gone either way. But
Altavista's got some of the better smaller rebounding guards. Eric Poindexter had 10 boards the other night. Richard Hubbard finds his way to rebounds as well. Josh Walker now in the game for Altavista. He's joining Richard Hubbard, Darius Johnson, Michi Malbeck, and Juan Thornhill. The aforementioned receives the basketball between the circles. Thornhill right side to Walker. Walker with it. Amelia really has come out playing well tonight here, and really just a spirited group. Foul is going to go against the Raiders on that one.
Yeah, they got Bradley down low. He was really fighting with Johnson. Johnson trying to get position, but a little too aggressive on defense. They're trying to get the ball down low. It's just not all the passing lanes are there right now.
It's Bradley's first, and the second one on the Raiders. Hubbard goes inside, had it knocked away, picked it back up. Bradley might have been really kind of called for the offensive in a way. Hubbard, I think, is going to be the guilty party on that one. That's his second.
Yeah, second foul in about 30 seconds. We'll see if a sub comes in, and yes, right on cue.
2:29 to go. Richard Hubbard, key part is he has knocked down many threes this year for Altavista. Demetrius Johnson's going to check in for brother Darius. Jacob McClure is in. So are Michi Malbeck, Josh Walker, and Juan Thornhill. Thornhill will pick up the defense as Amelia drives right side. Raiders playing in James River District, and it's a good district. District may be a little down this year from what I've heard of from people, but Randolph Henry, we saw them a few nights ago. They gave the Colonels a spirited effort. Buckingham has gotten a win tonight over at William Campbell against JF, and there's going to be a foul called against Altavista on that one.
Yeah, it was tough sledding. They're even trying to get close to the three-point line. Strong defense, but they nabbed Walker on the foul there.
First foul on Walker, fifth one on Altavista as a team. Down to 2 minutes in the quarter one, 4-2 Altavista.
Hope you weren't looking for an offensive slugfest today.
And not in quarter one. Going the other way. It's against Amelia.
And that's too quickly on Bradley as well. So the foul's starting to mount. We'll see if Altavista can get it inside here for some easy looks. Not a lot of easy looks for either team so far.
Bradley will come out. Thornhill getting direction from his coach, and Amelia staying in that zone.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go out of it after the success they've had.
Pass intended for Michi a little high.
Yeah, if Michi were about 6'6", he might have got that one.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, Scott, I mean, when you watch a team get beat the night before soundly, I think it makes you think, hey, this is, I don't want to
lay your guard down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, and it's only natural to have that feeling.
Three-pointer from the corner by Amelia, no good, rebounded by Walker.
Trying to run.
Over to Malbeck. Down to 1:20 in quarter one. Thornhill with the rock. Over to Demetrius Johnson.
Good passing
out to Malbeck.
Good passing this possession by Altavista. We'll see if it pays off with a bucket.
Johnson over to McClure. McClure for three. Corner pocket, no good. Rebounded. Loose, and Thornhill picks it up.
Great job by Thornhill fighting through for that rebound.
Malbeck over to Johnson. Free throw line jumper for Demetrius. In and out, no good. I mean, the iron kind on that one. Demetrius had a great look at it, but not his fault. I
think he's going to have that shot anytime he wants if he can play that spot in the zone right about the free throw line.
54.9 seconds left. 5 team fouls against Altavista, 3 against Amelia.
That was an odd play. Malbeck threw it in, and it hit the back of the backboard, so it's going to go back to Amelia.
Don't think Altavista's had their cleanest quarter.
Not offensively.
No,
they played well defensively.
Defensively, they've played, but if the other team scores 4, as long as you score 5, you're okay. That should be a jump ball is going to be the call. It's going to give the basketball back to Amelia.
Yeah. It looked close to a travel there, and I think that's what Coach Cardellaro is asking for right now. Asking very nicely, I'm sure.
Raiders get it in. In the corner is Amelia. That is Wilson. I'm sure you feel like the last name will help in that case.
Yes, I was thinking I'm up here.
With the rock, 31 seconds to go, offensive foul. Going against the Raiders, that is number 4 on Amelia as a team.
Yeah, that was a great job by McClure stepping in there and absorbing the contact.
It's against Wilson.
Well, Wilson's can't be perfect, Bob. We'll see if they hold for the last shot here.
First foul, dime to a dollar, or dollar to a dime, however you want the odds to go, says yes. Thornhill over to Malbeck. Doesn't mean you're going to get an easy shot, though, because Amelia's defense has been stingy. Walker, too strong on the 3. Rebounded by Amelia, 7 seconds to go. Raiders drive in, spin.
Nowhere to go.
No call. Johnson with the rebound gets it over to Thornhill. Thornhill will fire down, and that'll do it. So, quarter 1 in the books. One of the lower ones I've seen in a while. 4-2. Amelia trails Altavista right here on 105.5 KD Country.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Hey, this is Josh Walker, and you are listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Quarter 1 in the books. Altavista leads Nottoway 4-2. If you're a Virginia Tech fan, I'm sorry right now. Third quarter, 5:30 left. Rutgers 10, Hokies 0.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Sorry, the public needs to know, Scott. McClure with the basketball.
That's more high scoring than this game so far.
So far, Altavista scored 8 in the fourth quarter last night, 4 in the first quarter. But again, as long as you have the other team has a lower number than you, you're okay.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say it will not be 8-4 at halftime.
Thornhill drives in. Thornhill teardrop gets it to go down from the side. 6-2 Altavista.
That's the way to score. You got Thornhill driving to the basket. He's got 4 of the 6 already.
And, a lot of people will say, the best way to beat a zone is attack that zone.
Yeah, and the times they've done that, they've either gotten a basket or just a tough luck shot that just barely missed.
Amelia's pass intended for the corner, which no one was standing there for a moment. But
Parker got there eventually.
Yeah, ran it down. Not a lot of steam on that pass.
No, it was a little lob wedge.
Underneath. Shot is no good, and foul underneath. And that will be the 6th team foul on Altavista.
Ooh, we've had more fouls than points here combined so far.
Walker.
Walker. He had an arm in there, and you need a little more than that to be able to get the call or a tie-up.
Walker's got 2. Hubbard's got 2. Darius has got 1.
And they're going to bring Hubbard back in here.
I'm not sure where the other foul went. Not disputing it. I just
it left
my records aren't
the
copious.
Gym somehow. Copious, another good word.
I'm telling you, I've gotten smarter since you were last with me on the radio. Amelia squirts that pass out. That one they can't save, and
that one truly was a pass to nowhere.
Yeah,
a little more juice on that one too.
Wilson went up to the row 2, but couldn't get the save.
Amelia's getting some decent shots. They're just not going down.
And they're hustling. I mean,
the effort's there. The effort's definitely there.
And again, that's right now the most impressive thing to me after being beat soundly the night before is, not laying down night 2, which I think probably had to be a concern for the Raiders.
Well, maybe it's a good thing that they get to play the very next day after that bad loss. Get that taste out of their mouths immediately.
Yeah, some coaches would like to get back on the practice floor. Poindexter's pass not received by Demetrius Johnson, but Poindexter back on the other end with the strip. And they're going to say that went off an Amelia body part, and it's going back to Altavista.
My man Wilson that lost it.
Been all over the place tonight.
Well, you can't ask for anything more. Maybe he could have scored there, I'm not sure.
Second quarter of play here, sponsored by the good folks at Apple Market. 3 convenient locations, Gateway, Main Street, and the Riverside Apple Markets. And
a little something on the floor. I think a mother maybe lost something.
Greg Howard, one of the nicer people you'll find in the world. Dean Hubbard might be one.
I think you
Greg
know
Howard
every
might be
person
2.
in this gym.
Not everyone. I don't know all the people up on the back wall.
If you know the members of the pep band, I'll be impressed.
3-pointer. I know that's good for Jacob McClure. And it won't be 8-4 at the half because it's 9-2 right now. Amelia back the other way.
Bet in Vegas with that prediction.
Rebounded by Johnson. Poindexter gets it inside, squirts 2 in off the window.
Pretty play. Thornhill to Poindexter going right in strong. He didn't hesitate at all.
11-2. Colonel's in front by 9. And they're going to call travel.
Oh, some bodies hitting the floor. I think they're okay. Hubbard favoring that ankle a little bit.
Hubbard's going to try to walk this one off. Mike Thorne is going to let him. Says it's okay.
If I remember correctly, Amelia scored the first 2, so Altavista now on an 11-0 run.
You're correct. Doesn't top the 25-0 run LCA went on in Game 1 after Nottoway scored the first 2.
Well, it could.
But it could.
You never know.
The day is young. Or as Yogi would say, it's getting late early. Whistle stops play, and it's a foul against Amelia. Hubbard's going to come out. Michi's going to go in.
They called that one on Parker.
And that is 5 on Amelia. Poindexter to pass it in. Malbeck over to Thornhill, right wing. Thornhill, bounce pass over to McClure, now to Malbeck, sticks inside Johnson. Johnson, turnaround shot, not going to fall down. Rebounded by Amelia.
Fast break.
McClure planted his feet, did the right thing, but the layup is going to go down for Amelia.
Yeah, Wilson got that one. Pretty pass. 2-on-1 break.
11-4, 3-pointer by Altavista, no good, rebounded by the Raiders.
So probably a little bit of a quicker shot than you want in that situation.
Raiders state runners-up last year. They lost to the Maroon Tide of Galax. And Galax coached by Verl Brown, and you probably don't find a nicer person in the world than Verl, because Verl's a class act, and the Maroon Tide always competitive down there in the Mountain Empire. Shot goes down by Amelia.
A little bit of a response here by Amelia.
I missed that. Was that Wilson again?
No, that was 33.
Okay. That is Royal.
Yes.
With the bucket.
I can't read my own handwriting. It happens.
All right. We'll call you Doc. McClure misses. Demetrius underneath with the rebound. Sticks it up. Can't get it to fall down. Johnson had it, but then ball took a bad bounce on him. And
it looked like he might be able to finish that layup, but he couldn't quite get it up there.
First half hasn't been something you want to put in the time capsule, but Altavista up 5 with 3:50 to go.
You're seeing a little better play here in the second quarter. Offense is settling down a little bit.
Amelia lost that. Altavista, McClure bumped into Poindexter. Thankfully, the ball was not possessed by anyone. Thornhill drives, clear out. Not by design, I don't think, but everybody just kind of got out of the way on the right side, and Thornhill gets in too.
Yeah, I don't think you could find an easier bucket than that. That was a late Christmas gift for Thornhill, an open lane to the basket.
13-6, Altavista. Thornhill gambles, almost got the steal. Amelia, 3-pointer up from the corner, and that's too long. Rebounded by McClure.
Pretty pass.
Too strong. Rebound.
Pretty pass.
And that's Demetrius Johnson for 2, and he'll have the old-fashioned 3-point play.
Boy, that was the best offensive play they've run today. Great bounce pass down. Johnson with the finish.
And again, that's Altavista, taking advantage of a missed shot, getting down the other way quickly, and Johnson has an extra.
Run when you have the opportunity to run, and they're doing that so far. See if he can finish.
Colonels need to start sinking the free throws better. Mike Cardellaro told me this morning. Demetrius Johnson, lead by example. Knocks that one down. Altavista is up 10.
Well,
Amelia's kind of going cold.
That play.
Amelia's kind of going cold offensively right now, Scott. What are you seeing that's hampering the Raiders on the offensive end?
Well, it seems like the last few times down, they've rushed it just a little bit. They need to slow it down, run their offense, get a good shot.
Thornhill kind of back down there a little bit. Rebound off of Johnson's hands. How much credit do you give to Altavista's defense, maybe even picking it up more, though, that's making Amelia's offense struggle, too?
Yeah, well, I think part of it is Altavista is starting to score, and so Amelia thinks, well, we got to stay with them.
Right.
And they're trying to match it a little too quickly.
High arcing shot by the Raiders. No good. Demetrius Johnson with the board. Johnson over to Thornhill. Johnson battling in the backcourt.
Yeah.
Thornhill needs some help. Gets over to Poindexter, and Eric really bailed out big time. Because Altavista, I think, was in trouble.
Yeah, Parker with a little bit of a silly foul, and that's going to put them on the line for the 1-and-1.
So Eric Poindexter will go to the stripe.
That was a good example of what we were talking about in the last possession. Parker took a bit of a rush shot, wasn't really very close, and a quick possession there for Amelia.
Poindexter at the stripe for the free throw, and that will not go down, and out, rebounded by the Raiders.
That's a missed opportunity there for Altavista.
We thank you if you're listening online tonight. Thanks to the good folks at Walmart right there on Clarion Road, kdcountry.com. Your access to WKD's programming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Amelia up and under, not going to fall down. Johnson, good defense. Michi got him from the backside with the block. Ball is still loose. Altavista picks it up. Poindexter with the basketball, lost it and picked up by Amelia.
A little frenetic here on both ends right now.
3 by the Raiders. It's too strong. Rebounded by Thornhill.
Another very quick shot for Amelia.
2-minute warning here in quarter 2. We won't stop the clock for it, though, but 2 minutes left in the first half. Well, Juan Thornhill's so good at both, I get confused sometimes. Foul away from the basketball. It's against Demetrius.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, but there
was a little bit of a battle, and they've been battling.
Yeah, I think that sparked a couple plays before in the backcourt there when Altavista had possession. Those two going back and forth.
17th foul on Altavista.
Amelia needs a score here. They need to be able to get to double digits here at halftime.
McClure out there guarding Delaney. Delaney gets it back. High arcer off the glass, no good. I like the idea, though. Hey, windows are put up there for a reason.
Using
here.
Glass, yes.
Hubbard finds Johnson. Johnson sticks it up and in. Good look by Richard Hubbard. Good finish by Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, the only question there is whether he was going to try to dunk it.
I think Demetrius thought about it, but then decided he'd take the easy 2. 18-6. And foul on Johnson again. His second in just a matter of moments. 8th on the Colonels.
Well, maybe what Amelia needs here is a chance to get some free points here at the line.
I've always said it's imperative to hit shots when the clock is stopped.
You have always said that.
Well,
let's see if they can make it. Yes.
Night 2 of the Jeff Cocke Memorial Invitational. Year 2 for the name change. Of course, Jeff was a long-time clock operator and just genuine great guy to be around here in Altavista. Fixture around town. First free throw down for the Raiders. I think that's Johnson at the line. Hits 2.
They got 8. Need one more bucket to get to double digits. We got about a minute to do it. Altavista in no hurry, though, to take a shot.
18-8 is our score.
That sounded like a question. Yes, it is. Keep feeding me the easy questions.
Yeah.
I'll get the answers.
What is 18-8? Thornhill backs it out. Colonel's down to 44 seconds.
And you might as well take the time here. You've got the advantage.
Hubbard over to Poindexter. Down to McClure. McClure gets it back to Poindexter. Poindexter in a bad way. Hubbard goes to the backside of him. Now Hubbard trapped and jump ball.
It's going to stay with Altavista.
Arrow's going to Amelia. I thought the last one
me too.
Would have sided with you, but
you see how small a lineup Altavista has in right now. No real.
It's quick though.
Big guy. Oh yeah,
it's
definitely.
quick.
It's
Amelia
tough against that zone though to get the ball inside.
Amelia with the basketball. Maybe they hold for one. 20 seconds to go.
The way they've been going, they've been taking some quick shots, but we'll see.
And Amelia's letting you know they're there. I mean, every time they run through, it's some contact on somebody. I'm not saying it's, dirty,
And there's an illegal screen there.
Right on cue.
So we'll have about 9.8.
And that is going to be a problem. Hubbard with the basketball over to Thornhill.
Got to go.
Thornhill over to Poindexter. Now back to Juan. Juan had to go off his feet. Amelia puts one up from beyond half court. That's not going to go. Halftime comes. 18-8 Altavista. We're back with the Subway Halftime Show after this on KD Country.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Enjoy daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that first brought Mexican food to the area. Open all afternoon Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted Best Mexican Restaurant, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business. It congratulates the Colonels on their winning season.
I'm Melody Thompson with First National Bank. Imagine having a free checking account that earns you money even on $1. That sounds like ka-ching! Our ka-ching checking account earns 3.80 annual percentage yield on a balance of $0 to $50,000. Ka-ching! For other ka-ching benefits and requirements, go to kachingchecking.com or visit any branch. We have over 100 years of dependable custom banking. For you and your money, that's important. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Coach Ward. You were listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Scott Wilson here with you from Altavista High School, where the Colonels lead Amelia 18-8. I would go over how I keep stats, but I'll be honest with you, I really don't think anyone cares. But
I'm sure someone out there cares, Bob.
I don't even know if Mr. Alvis out there cares, or Anna or Katie or Mom Alvis or anybody.
Oh, I thought you were Mr. Alvis.
No, anyone related or not related to me. But not a lot of writing has been done by me on one side of the paper, because this has been a low-scoring game, and normally I think low-scoring games favor the home team in this one, that being Altavista.
Yeah, I think maybe you've been writing down more fouls than points so far, but you know, it opened up a little bit in the second quarter, but obviously 18-8 is not the typical halftime score. That's a typical first quarter ending score, but you got to credit the defense for Altavista. They've played pretty strong so far.
We talked about it earlier. If you're Altavista, you got to see some of the Amelia game last night, in which LCA just had their way with them, and that's a good. That's a credit to Coach Platt's team, because LCA is a very, very well-oiled machine. Give me the pros and cons of that for both sides when one team watches another team get beat down, and then they've got them the next night.
Well, I think it's a pro to watch another team play, because you can see who their better players are, kind of what their tendencies are. But at the same time, you almost want to just erase that from your mind, because you can't help but see, hey, they're struggling. We can beat them. And I think they came out and thought, well, we can maybe coast in this game, and it was not that way from the beginning.
Yeah, and Mike Carlero said this morning, they talked about that in the shoot-around, you know, that, hey, Amelia's a lot better than what they played last night, and, you know, the guys understood and everything. And I'm not saying they didn't, but it just seems like in that first half, I don't know, it just seemed like there wasn't a lot of energy from either side, really, until the second quarter. Second quarter, a little bit of spring got going, but that first quarter was just a little slow.
Yeah, I think 4-2, you could tell it was not the way that the offenses wanted to get going. But, you know, there's still another half, and they have a chance to go in, regroup, and say, okay, guys, let's shake out the nerves or whatever was in your system, and let's get to it.
Bob and Scott here with you on the Subway Halftime Show. We're back after this. Altavista leads Amelia 18-8.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is.
Even though it's been said many times in many ways, the staff, management, and employees of English's Building Supply in Altavista take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a happy holiday. English's is closed on Friday and Saturday this week. They'll reopen Monday, December 31st, closed on New Year's Day, and regular hours starting January 2nd.
Good news from Altavista area Apple Markets. Check out these new in-store specials. 99 cents for any coffee or cappuccino. Trade ones and sweet leaf teas, 2 for $1.50. And a 24-pack of Coke, only $5.99. Or grab the 4-piece chicken tenders, fries, and garlic toast for just $4.99 at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. At Gateway, get half a pizza and a medium drink, only $5.99. Visit the Apple Market convenience stores soon for these great deals.
A short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Feller Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Feller Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Feller Chevrolet in Altavista.
Hey, this is Coach Ward, and you were listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob and Scott back here from Old Faithful, Altavista High School, where the Colonels are in front 18-8. Subway, I don't know how, I think they're proud to be the sponsor of this halftime show and the pregame and postgame show.
Of course.
Robert Duff and his crew does an outstanding job. Kendra and crew holding it down. No Tyler was there too tonight on the Main Street location. And again, I always say it's not the food at Subway, which is great. Don't get me wrong. You, I think, devoured your sub. I had you on the stopwatch tonight, and it was record time. But I'm sure it was tasty.
Well, if I knew you were doing the stopwatch, I wouldn't have eaten.
I'm sure it was tasty.
No, of course.
But it's
always
the customer service. You know, anybody can fix you a sandwich, and it might taste good, but they can't do it with a smile and good old conversation like you get at the two locations in Altavista. Altavista has played a solid first half. You know, I'm going to give them a solid point for the first quarter defensively because you held Amelia to 2.
Yeah, the defense has been strong, and quite frankly, Amelia's shooting touch has not been strong, so that may have contributed it. But, you know, they're forcing them into shots that they probably don't want to take.
Colonels over Amelia 18-8. Scott and I back with the halftime stats and the second quarter, or third quarter after this on KD Country.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Enjoy daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant. The people that first brought Mexican food to the area. Open all afternoon Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted Best Mexican Restaurant, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business and congratulates the Colonels on their winning season.
Hey, this is Coach Ward, and you were listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson, Kenny Hunt, and Dean Hubbard has left us. I don't know if I took a shower today. I'm just saying, so I would hope he'll come back.
I think he'll come back.
Always love his company. Officials are back on the floor, which means we're getting ready to go with the second half. But hey, we're not going anywhere. Subway halftime show, and Scott Wilson's got some numbers that are going to spin your head at home.
Yes, let's start with Amelia County. No one with more than 2 points. They got Richard Perry with 2, Dontre Wilson with 2, Devontae Arroyo with 2, and DeAndre Johnson with 2. A little bit more scoring on the Colonel side of things. Juan Thornhill leads the way with 6, Demetrius Johnson with 5, Jacob McClure 3, and 2 each for Eric Poindexter and Michi Malbec.
Altavista leads 18-8 as we're getting ready to start the second half of play. Last game of 2012, so Happy New Year to everybody. We won't talk to you until 2013, and it will be next Wednesday night, and we'll make the trip north to Livingston. Kyle Haney will probably be back with me. I think I'm going to allow him back to Nelson County, probably because I'm going to let him drive. But
will Nelson County let him back into Nelson County?
They're good folk up at Nelson County. Athletic Director Billy League, head coach Brandon Garrett, and Nelson's playing in their own Christmas shindig tonight in Livingston. And again, don't forget, you can check out all Colonel Sports on YouTube at the station's YouTube channel at KD Country. And it's because of Feller Chevrolet, and a short drive will save you money. And Eleanor Haney might be checking them out, because depending on how you score, deer collisions, either deer 1, Haney 0, or Haney 1, deer 0. Deer 0.
It's a tough word to say.
It is. Deer. It's a tough one. Plural, same as the...
Here we go. Altavista's got the ball.
Darius over to Michi. Michi to Hubbard. Richard for 3. Corner, no good. Rebounded by Amelia. Amelia going too fast. Thornhill with the steal. Tried to give it over to Darius. And Thornhill knocked to the ground by Bradley.
Yeah, they're going to call the foul on Thornhill, but Bradley kind of gave him a little one-arm shove at the end of that. It was a good play with the steal. He just didn't have the pass available.
Amelia very good at football last year. Had a fairly decent season this year too, and still got that football in them. It looks like, because they haven't been on the they've been on the basketball court a while, but you can tell they kind of got some aggression out there.
Yeah,
clean, good play.
Yeah, but I mean, part of it might be the frustration from last night.
Right.
Trying to play hard.
Foul goes against Delaney, his first, team's first. Darius leaves it for Thornhill. Thornhill doubled. He'll bring it back out.
Smart play. He was under the basket. He didn't have anywhere to go there.
Ball back with it. Michi.
They call it double foul, looks like.
Foul on Bradley, foul on Johnson. So Darius picks up one, and Bradley picks up one.
Bradley's got at least 3 fouls.
And, hey, check out the weekly specials, by the way, at the Apple Market. They're bringing this third quarter to you. Specials at all 3 locations. You'll hear about them throughout this evening's telecast.
I would quiz you on what the weekly specials are, but I don't want to ask you a tough question.
Well, the Apple Market folks say it a lot better than I do.
This is true. That was just a turnover there by Altavista. Hubbard kind of fell down. Ball went out of bounds. Little scrappy play to start. Not very smooth flow on offense for either side.
Team fouls, I think, need to be reset. It's 2 apiece.
That was a great double by Hubbard to force the jump ball, though will still stay with Amelia in possession. He kind of snuck up behind the Amelia player there and was able to get his both hands on the ball.
Amelia with it. It's in the hands of Marcus Johnson. Johnson tries to stick it down low. It's going out of bounds and back to Altavista.
Not the former Pac-10 star.
Correct.
Marcus Johnson.
Also starting White Men Can't Jump.
Dropping the knowledge, Bob.
I'm trying, I've always said it's our ability to provide the play-by-play but also educate while doing so. 6:40 to go. No scoring here in the third quarter, so that remains the score of 18-8.
So far, this quarter has started out a little bit like the first quarter was.
Juan beyond the arc. Sticks in the corner to Maul back right side. Altavista looks a little frustrated tonight, too, offensively. Not being able to get really what they want to do. Darius Johnson gets 2 to roll around, but it'll fall out. Fell off the back plate, last touch off of Amelia. And it's going to stay to Altavista. Hubbard to inbound.
I kind of wonder how long it's going to be before Coach Carlero brings Demetrius Johnson back in. It seemed like he was a little more effective than Darius in the first half.
Poindexter gets it over to Hubbard. Darius 2 games ago didn't get going until the second half, and it finished with like 15. Johnson gets his own board there, takes it back up, and he's going to get fouled, and he's going to the stripe.
Well, no lack of effort there. He's missed a couple here, but he's still fighting hard for that offensive rebound, and he's earned a trip to the free throw line.
Lost the specs on that one, too.
He's doing it all for his team right now.
So 3 team fouls against Amelia, according to my records. 2 against Altavista.
Yeah, because we had that double foul.
Right. That's the second foul on Royal.
Gets one from the stripe. So we got it to 19-8.
Darius knocks that first one down. He'll have one more. Hubbard, McClure, Darius Johnson, Eric Poindexter, Juan Thornhill, the 5 Colonels on the floor.
Obviously, his glasses being knocked off didn't affect him on that first free throw. May have on the second.
And we're going the other way. Foul is going to go against Thornhill, and if I'm not mistaken, that is 3. Might be wrong, though. Well, that's only 2. Glad I was wrong.
A bit of a quick whistle there. I would have let that one go, personally. Oh, nice steal.
Thornhill battling for it. Thornhill gets it and gets it off to Hubbard. Now over to Poindexter. Poindexter goes all the way, and Poindexter mugged.
Yeah, they got Marcus Johnson on the foul there. That was a really nice, aggressive take.
I love Marcus. I love Johnson trying to plead for the jump ball in that one, but
yeah,
Eric got hammered.
The only way he was going to get the charge call is if he didn't leave his feet, and he left his feet.
So Poindexter at the stripe for 2. 5 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the third. Now Altavista pushes the lead to 20-8.
Good-looking stroke from the free throw line. Let's see if he can knock a pair down. Might as well get points any way he can. And Coach Carlero has gone to Demetrius Johnson now, coming in off the bench.
Poindexter can't hit the second. Rebounded by Thornhill. Thornhill's going to get fouled.
It was a nice play by Thornhill. He's obviously not the biggest guy out there, but he was aggressive and earns another trip to the line for Altavista.
Marcus Johnson, 4th.
Yeah, he's picked up, 3 fouls here in the early going.
Thornhill
now they're
not in the act.
On the floor.
They're going to say Thornhill was trying to pass it. In case you're joining us late, where have you been? LCA won the first one 86-42 over Nottoway. This one competitive here in the third quarter. Johnson tries a wraparound pass, knocked off Altavista, picked up by Poindexter. Poindexter going all the way. Johnson's out, I think.
Yes, he is. That's the kind of play where you let him go because he was right behind you and goes all the way in and earns the and one opportunity.
So foul going to go against Marcus Johnson, his 5th.
Well, that's an early foul out, and that's unfortunate for him. He's going to earn a seat at the end of the bench.
I really don't think they could get him out quick enough. I mean, there wasn't a whistle. You'd have to call the timeout.
Right, and unfortunately, he was a little too aggressive there, and it'll cost him.
Hindsight 2020, maybe you would call it, but I mean, you don't know that he's going to pick up a 5th.
Look at the full court pressure here from Altavista, and they earned a steal.
23-8.
Right back.
But Thornhill
get it right back.
Greco-Roman takedown on Amelia.
They're going to call jump ball. And it'll stay with Altavista.
The arrow remains to the team in white. Home team Altavista tonight, shooting on the left side.
I think they surprised him there with that full court pressure.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, Amelia, right now, it's kind of like, they just have kind of been shell-shocked here in this third quarter. McClure for 3, triple no good. Rebounded by Altavista. Michi will come away with it.
Yeah, he was Johnny on the spot there in the right place at the right time to get that rebound.
Demetrius spins and
another foul.
He's going to get fouled.
This one's on DeAndre Johnson. We'll see if he can remain in the game. 6 fouls already in the first 4.5 minutes of this quarter for Amelia. And you credit Altavista for that because, they weren't running their offense that smoothly coming out, so you might as well be aggressive, try to get foul calls, and that's exactly what they did.
2.5 minutes. Actually, 8-minute quarter.
Yes.
We're down to 5.
Math was not my strong suit.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for. Foul shots go down. I think that was Demetrius.
And that's going to be another foul.
And, you really just wonder if Amelia doesn't need timeout just to get the heads on.
Yeah, I think they're a little frustrated right now. You can see it. But they're going to play on.
25-8 Altavista.
To affirm, that was Demetrius who made those free throws.
Colonels have scored the first 7 here in the third.
A little too strong there by Michi.
Amelia with the board.
See if they can run an actual offensive set. They've had a tough time even getting plays.
3-pointer hoisted by Amelia. It's short. Poindexter tried to tip it out. And the possession will stay.
Wilson's an athletic player there for Amelia, but his outside shot is not working so far tonight.
William Campbell knocks off Randolph Henry 58-49 in the tournament over there in Naruna.
Props to our score man, Bob Alvis. Doing it all on his own tonight.
Again, it's connections. It's the name of the game, networking. Amelia gets it in. Raiders look a little frustrated offensively, too. They back down Johnson. And Johnson with the basket. Or Gray.
Yeah, Royal got that one. He had a nice play. I didn't think he had anything there, but he manufactured some points. And they're in double digits for the first time.
25-10.
Slowing it down a little bit.
Ball back to McClure. McClure gives it back up to Thornhill.
Almost lost his pivot foot, but he kept it on the ground.
Now Poindexter with it. Over to Thornhill.
Tried a little backdoor there, but it wasn't there.
Football fans, the Hokies have tied at 10 with 10:08 to go in quarter 4. Johnson gets it down low and gets 2 in off the window. 27-10.
He's had some nice post moves today, and that was another one.
Sounds like he's after Scott Wilson's heart for player of the game, which will come in the Subway post-game show tonight. A lot of time left in this one. As a jumper goes down there for Amelia's Dante Wilson.
I'm keeping track of Wilson. Don't worry, I got it.
I know you. You might mess up every other player. Not that I think you'll do that, but
thanks
Wilson,
a lot.
Not on Wilson. 27-12.
If there were an Alvis that came in the game, you better believe you'd be keeping track.
I'd have a jersey.
How you would get that would be another question.
Well, remember, I got connections.
Again, Demetrius Johnson being aggressive. He's going to get some free throws as they are in the bonus already.
Well, they might be in the double bonus by the time this quarter gets down to 2 minutes. 3:45 left. Demetrius is at the line for 1-1. Altavista's had a thorn in their side, though, with free throws this year. And now is the time where you really can start to alleviate that thorn, 28-12.
Yeah, and this is how you can create some separation between yourself and Amelia. And then they're starting to get that right now.
No props for alleviate? I mean, where I come from, that's a big word.
Well, you're the one that's going to give the props since I said it.
No, I said it first, I think. Johnson, 2 of 2. And the lead stretches to 17. Amelia, wild-looking shot there. Not going to go down. Rebounded by the Raiders.
Ooh, nice catch there by Parker.
Parker had to go upstairs for it.
That's some good hops.
Shot is
Ooh,
blocked
talk
by
about
Demetrius.
hops.
And that shot's going to rattle around and out. Thornhill up ahead to Johnson. Johnson's got some help with him. Johnson goes all the way down, and traveling is the call. Got to call.
You know, I'm not going to say anything mean there. I'll just let that one go.
Yeah.
But I almost started laughing.
I mean, Johnson just, Johnson...
He's not meant to dribble it from the three-point arc.
Didn't recognize the helper, and that's the thing, too. I mean, Altavista still, as that shot goes up and in...
Yeah, Parker got that one.
For Parker. Altavista still got some guys who, they're going to get better, and the basketball IQ is going to get better the more minutes they log on the floor. I mean, a basketball IQ, I think, is really tough to, get it to go up in practice. Johnson kick out.
And you give credit for players being aggressive, too,
Walker
like that play.
Couldn't get it to go down, and
Walker didn't finish, and he committed the foul, but he was aggressive going to the basket. You got to give him credit for that.
It's the 4th foul on Altavista. And Josh Walker, I think it's his 3rd. Shows how much I've been keeping track, because I thought it might have been 1.
Well, apparently our math is equally.
Well, my memory is just bad. My math is fine.
Well, yes, you are getting up there, Bob.
Shave the head to eliminate the gray. You can go just for men, or you can just
You're painting the picture
blade.
again.
3, hoisted up and in.
Delaney, nice shot there.
Delaney, I don't think was off balance, but he definitely was after he hit the shot as he staggers back down. This is leads down to a dozen.
I think he was so excited that he made it that he was a little off balance there.
Little jig.
Yeah.
2:10 to go here in the quarter. Actually, 2:15 to go in the quarter, and that's knocked out. And the basketball is going to stay at Altavista. Very, very little on the stoppages tonight in terms of timeouts. Altavista hasn't used one. Amelia used one. That came about
very
2
early,
minutes in.
Yes.
Intended for Thornhill.
Nice catch on the press row there.
Who got that one? Is that Soup? I doubt it. He's got lineman hands.
Ouch.
Ouch. Hey, if we don't pick on you on this telecast, then you got to worry about being loved. McClure over to Hubbard. Richard fake the three, got it into Johnson. Johnson with the teardrop. He'll go down. It's 31-17.
He is making a very strong case for player of the game.
And, you know, I think you felt like Amelia was getting a run in right there. And Altavista answers. I mean, even though the lead was still a dozen, I think Amelia felt they had a good run going.
Yeah, and you could tell that Johnson had some confidence in how he's playing right now. He actually had a man open under the basket, but he said, I'm taking this myself.
Thornhill will come out. 3 fouls on Juan, 5 on the team.
Nowhere to pass it.
Amelia got up in the air.
Play.
Johnson again will take the dribble. Nice up ahead pass to McClure, and Jacob lays it in for 2.
That was all Johnson there. He knew that after the last fast break that he should pass it, and he had a beauty right there to McClure.
33-17. Nice play by Amelia as Bradley gets free and knocks it down. 33-19.
And knocked aside some of the net.
Net got caught up there. Michi Malbec fixes it with a 2.
We're getting a little bit of scoring here later in the stages of the third quarter.
About 27 to go before we
Johnson
get ready to start the final frame. Johnson again, good pass out to Walker. Johnson again, good pass out to Walker. Walker's 3 is not going to fall down. Rebound comes down to Richard Hubbard.
And you might as well reset here. Good, strong rebound by Hubbard.
I love Richard Hubbard. I really do. I love him to death, and I'm not just saying that because his dad is I don't know if I'd call, we'll call him friend. Very good friend to the program, but Richard Hubbard has no business getting that rebound with his size.
Oh, absolutely.
But
it's all
smart
grit and toughness.
Yeah. And knowing where to be. You know,
right. You can anticipate
the T and timing.
You can anticipate where the ball is going to come off the rim. The good players can.
Free throw missed by McClure. The T and timing is just as important as the T and talent sometimes.
Wow. I don't even know what to say.
We're getting deep now. Amelia blocked. Shot up, no good. Johnson had it, lost it. Johnson again.
It's going to be off Amelia. Nice play by Johnson again. He's having a heck of a quarter.
Johnson went down on him.
And as I say that, he heads to the bench.
Official thought there might have been, or the Amelia head coach thought there might have been a foul right there. And, you know, I will say this. With the way Demetrius came down on that one, you do have to watch that because that can just, it could get a foul based on looks. Amelia pokes that one away in the up ahead pass. Michi Malbec going up, trying to contest the shot. Technical foul on Amelia. And I think it was the man that made the basket. Parker, I believe, made the basket. And
maybe
Parker
a little bit of a taunt there.
Was woofing a little bit after the play. And that's one thing that the officials really try to keep in line of, you know, just play type of thing. Because the taunting has come around here lately. And Meach is going to be at the free throw line. Meachy hits the first one.
And a little friendly explanation for Coach Watkins. Wanted to know what his guy did.
34-21. Michi has one more at the stripe. And that one's going to hit some real estate and go down.
He turned away like he didn't like it, and then it did a little pinball and went in.
And Altavista is going to have the ball. That's a real bummer to that Tech. It is not only do you give them 2 shots, but you give them the ball, especially when you're down 14.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage, you can't really afford anything else, and then another foul.
It's on Bradley, and I think Bradley got him just as much with the body, because Bradley was straight up in the air. But Bradley's a good 260 if he's a pound.
Oh, yeah,
he's
he's definitely got the most size on the Amelia team.
I mean, I'm 230, and he's got some weight on me.
He's not the tallest guy on the floor, but he is the
He's stocky.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't use the F word. Fat.
Neither would I.
Against him, but I mean, I think Bradley's just got that low frame. He did some outstanding things for Brad Bradley last year on the football field at Amelia. No relation. 37-21.
Yes, I've seen Brad Bradley. I know that there would be no relation.
Well, everybody else, Scott, might have needed that reminder.
Still painting that picture.
Of course, Brad Bradley now at Heritage. Pioneers had a very successful year. They finished state runner-up to a Briarwoods team that could have probably handled a lot of people.
Nice
Amelia
pass.
down low. Shot goes up and in. That's number 33, Royal. And the lead is cut to 14. I think Amelia's within punching range here in the quarter 4, though.
They are. They've had a good offensive quarter, and they get a turnover there on a little
McClure
swinging elbow there by McClure.
37-23.
And they've got a chance for one more shot. 16 seconds left.
Maybe 2 shots. Get 1 shot and get a steal?
I'm going to go 1.
If Amelia went to pick up the pace, though, my point is that might not have been the last shot, but it looks like they're going to hold and turnover. Maulback with it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds.
Oh, and another foul.
In the backcourt. That is a,
wow.
I think Amelia is going to really, at this tournament, have some classroom time afterwards because, that's a play where you almost really just shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I mean, you got a second and a half left and a guy on the other side of half court. What's he going to do in that time? And you give him some free shots at points right here.
That's plaxicoing yourself.
Ooh.
Too soon?
No, I don't think it's too soon. He's out of jail.
Maulback hits the first. 30.
So usually it's shooting yourself in the foot.
Right.
So,
38-23. 39-23 is Michi.
Automatic from the line. We'll see what they drop here with a second and a half left.
It's going to be a long shot from about 70 on line, but just a little short.
Landed right on the L in Colonels.
3 frames in the books. 8 minutes to go. We're back after 1 minute. Colonels lead by 16 on KD Country.
Have you looked at your business banking fees lately? I'm Sean Stone with First National Bank, and we have the best business accounts which offer serious savings for your company. We have a full menu of business products from checking accounts and remote deposit capture to online banking. And we have a local merchant card representative who will customize services just for your business. So let First National Bank prepare an analysis of your current activity and show how we will reduce your banking fees. First National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
English is so much more. English is more than a hardware store. English is.
Even though it's been said many times in many ways, the staff, management, and employees of English's Building Supply in Altavista take this opportunity to wish each and every one of you a happy holiday. English's is closed on Friday and Saturday this week. They'll reopen Monday, December 31st, closed on New Year's Day, and regular hours starting January 2nd.
Hey, this is Coach Ward, and you are listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
I'm going to give Chad Ward some props here. He was working on the scouting report last night that I saw when he was scouting Amelia, and he's done good. Altavista leads by 16. Colonel's execution's been stellar as well.
The interesting thing about that quarter is both teams scored more in the third quarter than they did in the first half. 21-15 in that quarter, and it was 18-8 at halftime.
Scott, this is why we bring you on for the tidbits.
That's why I have a pen and paper.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to say what Kyle would have done, but 3-pointer up by Amelia, no good. Rebounded by Darius Johnson. Johnson's going to head south. Pass this to Michi. Back to Darius. Johnson comes down and lays it up.
That is how you run a fast break right there. Nice passing right there.
41-23. Foul on the floor, I believe.
Yeah, that's on Maulback.
It's going to be the 7th team foul, though.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to do that if you're Altavista. Obviously, you've got a big lead. Don't give them free throws if you can't help it. Although if they miss them,
it works out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Free throw missed by Parker. Now Altavista within the corner, trapped defense and jump ball.
That's going to stay with Altavista. That was good defense there. He had nowhere to go.
Altavista inbound. Eric Poindexter running to the basketball, and he will receive it.
I think obviously here you want to run some clock and then maybe get to the point in the game where you can bring up some of your subs in and get them some playing time.
Darius Johnson having problems handling it. Gets it now over to Maulback. Michi, 3 seconds.
Yeah, he was in a tough spot there, and Maulback was just kind of camped under the basket. That's a pretty easy call.
I thought Maulback really caught it in a bad spot because he was almost behind the basket. I mean, Darius was losing control of it and I think had to give it up, but I thought Michi's back heels were going to be on the line. Foul is going to go against the Raiders, and this will be a double bonus situation for Altavista. Foul is against number 33 for Amelia. That is Royal. That's his third. And we are in excess of 10. And this will send Darius Johnson, who was charging rent last week against Randolph Henry. I think he went to the line about 18 times himself.
Well, as long as he can make them, there's no problem with that.
42-23. Hubbard checks in. Thornhill's in. Poindexter's in. McClure's in. And Darius Johnson, he's at the free throw line.
I like the rotation that Coach Carlero has used tonight. You know, it hasn't been that many players, but he's rotated guys in and out pretty well and given people breathers when they could use some.
Hubbard over to Poindexter. 6.5 to go. Now Darius Johnson. Johnson turns around and heads to the hole and drops in two.
What was that you said about waking up in the second half?
I tell you what, the Johnsons really have a knack for finding that basket. Shot up and in by Amelia.
Yeah, it was a good play by Parker.
44-25.
Wide open three from McClure.
Three bounces, and it's going to hit the top of that rope that hangs down from the ceiling. I still feel like Amelia's got one run left in them.
Well, if it's left in him, they need to start it right now.
Parker misses a three, rebounded by Darius Johnson, and Johnson heads south again. Johnson, no look over to McClure. McClure catches, back out to Hubbard. That's intelligent basketball right there.
Yeah, that was a wise play. He had a risky pass to Johnson. He decided not to do it. And
Johnson
he gets two.
Gets it back and gets two in off the window.
Can we have co-players of the week if they're brothers?
You know, we've never gotten to that discussion.
Well, that's the first time for everything.
Hubbard gets the save. Poindexter.
Nice poke
was,
there.
I think, waiting for the ball to come to him. Amelia goes up after it. Hubbard's going to foul number 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, some good quickness there to get to the basket. It was tough to stop him there.
Could you tell me who number 10 is?
It's actually Perry, I believe, number 11.
Okay. Bad vision on my part. I apologize.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for, Bob.
Hubbard's third, by the way. And Altavista's inching closer, putting Amelia in that double bonus. Perry misses two. And that's a real killer.
Yeah, I mean, you can't mess up those opportunities when you're down by so much.
Thornhill, crossover. Over to Hubbard.
Slowing it down a little bit here. Might as well.
And no rush. I mean, there's no shot clock. Why rush? Thornhill
nice pass.
Makes the pass, and Poindexter's going to be fouled.
And I don't think I could tell you who number 50 is in the game now for Amelia. We'll call him Alvis.
No, let's not insult him that bad.
I was going to say we'll call him Haney, but that would be even worse, right?
No, well, actually...
If his name was Kyle.
Poindexter hits the first. Kyle, if you're listening, everybody can hop in on the act of giving you jabs when you're not here, which is a fun act by all. 47-25. Virginia Tech Hokies and Rutgers tied at 10 with 5:30 to go in quarter four.
Amelia now going into the bench to bring in the man with the very bright green shoe.
I like him. Poindexter knocks down two.
I want to see you wearing that on Monday.
My running shoes kind of look like that. Hokies have it first and 10, their own 44. Good field position. In good position for Poindexter as he knocks down two. Shot up, no good. Rebounded by Poindexter. Tell you what, Eric Poindexter has quietly had a very solid night as well. Thornhill comes down, and Thornhill's going to be fouled.
Oh, they're going to call an intentional foul there. I don't know that it would have gone there, but well, that's the call.
You know, it's kind of the way that he kind of came down on Juan's arms, I think. Really before, you know, and it was hard. Thornhill misses the first. And again, almost like a technical. I mean, you know, two in the ball.
Exactly. It's costly, especially at this point in the game.
I believe that was on 55.
Yes, and
Thornhill misses both. That's another name we don't have.
Little mini timeout. We can call him Green Shoes.
I'll tell you, Altavista's really made Amelia hustle tonight, too, because the Colonels have not not taking it easy. Thornhill's going to get called for the personal. I think that's at least
4,
3.
right? We'll find out.
Yep. I thought it was 4, but I just wanted to wait.
That may be a little frustration from missing those 2 intentional free throws there. Not to say he missed them intentionally,
Right.
but they were the intentional foul free throws.
Parker at the stripe.
He wasted no time. As soon as he got the ball, it was right up there with the shot. It goes in.
48-26. Well, I think you got, 5 to shoot it from when you get the ball?
That sounds about right, although I don't know that that's enforced very strictly.
Right. Well, Parker wasn't taking any chances.
He maybe thought it was 5 milliseconds.
Right. 48-27. Poindexter almost loses the rock out of bounds.
Amelia's still playing tough on defense.
Yeah, I mean, I said Altavista's been making Amelia work. Amelia's been making the Colonels force some energy, too. Thornhill gets by and puts in 2.
It was actually his first basket of the second half, but that was a nice drive there.
But, the thing about Juan is you always have to be cognizant. 50-27, 4 minutes to go of where he is on the floor because, I mean, you can just say, hey, Juan's having a bad night. We don't need to guard him. Yeah, do that and tell me how it's going to work out for you.
Yeah.
Probably not good.
Yeah, the one guy you got to key on defense all the time is Thornhill, no matter how he's playing.
3, missed. Hubbard with the board. And that's the thing about this Altavista team. There's so many guys that can score and, are not shy about triggering. The shot, Thornhill is going to be fouled.
Yeah, a push there on Parker under the basket. We'll see if he can knock down some free throws here. Yeah, tonight is great evidence of what you just said. A number of different players getting in on the act. Even Walbeck, who's had 6 free throws made in this half.
Yeah, and
helps your team.
Michi is really what I would call almost a spark plug type guy because, Michi sometimes will get the start, sometimes will be that 6th man off the bench. But Michi is just a ball full of energy out there and really, I think, provides that spark, and enthusiasm for Altavista. Thornhill back at the line.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the same things that you said about Hubbard, you could say about Michi, too.
52-27. 55. Kicks it out. 3-pointers up. No good. Rebounded by McClure. McClure had it
nice
taken away. No good on the shot.
They're still fighting hard, Amelia, and a little excuse me bump there from Demetrius. Unintentional foul.
Well, and I mean, that's another thing last night could have taught you, hey, we got drubbed last night by a very good LCA team, but I'll be daggone if we're going to go down without all guns blazing tonight.
Yeah, they just haven't quite had the horses to keep up with Altavista. You talk about the options that Altavista has scoring, and Amelia just doesn't have that right now, and that's been the difference.
Wilson knocks down 1 of 2. And there's no shame in losing to Altavista. I mean, more people are probably going to lose to the Colonels this year than are going to get one put on the left side.
Oh, absolutely.
Thornhill sticks it into Demetrius. Demetrius head down, shot up, and he'll take another trip to the free throw line with 3:11 to go. 52-28. Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson. You're listening to 105.5 KD Country, Altavista, Virginia. Colonels and the Raiders of Amelia County tonight. There'll be a James River Dogwood District battle tomorrow night in Naruno, weather permitting. Buckingham and William Campbell, 7 o'clock. Demetrius misses the first.
He's still fighting. You could tell he was upset that he missed that one. You love the spirit of this guy.
Second shot's going to rattle down. 53-28.
Still some full court pressure from Altavista as Wilson goes blazing by.
Wow, ball rolled around on the head. By the law of the land, that might be able to be a travel. Hubbard with it. And Hubbard falls down.
That looked a little bit like a Harlem Globetrotters type play with the ball just going over the head of Wilson right to Poindexter.
And there is no ice hockey rink down here underneath the basketball floor, but a lot of guys have been slipping and sliding tonight. And officials time out.
We have a shoelace issue.
The old shoe tie. It's got to be safe out there, Scott.
Yeah, I didn't see the Zamboni out earlier, so I don't think the hockey rinks.
No. And now, I mean, in all seriousness, this floor normally doesn't get mopped in between games, normally because you really don't need to, but when you have a varsity game beforehand, as Thornhill tries to come down with the steal, gets the steal, passes over to Poindexter. Eric up with it, in and one. Altavista.
That might be the play of the day right there. Thornhill with a great play.
That's trifecta worthy.
And, of course, the finish from Poindexter, who's having quite a half. Again, another one of those weapons that we talk about.
Yeah, and, again, it proves that Juan doesn't need to get scoring all the time to be effective. Knocks down the free throw. Does Poindexter. Altavista doubling up the Raiders right now, 56-28. Back to my point earlier about the condensation on the floor.
Yeah.
When you have a varsity game, sometimes those varsity guys sweat a little bit more. They're bigger guys than your JV guys. Could be some perspiration on this floor.
Yeah, I mean, there have been a lot of games played on this floor recently. As a guy just fell down for Amelia right there.
And 55 with the bucket there, who we do not have a name for. We'll try to get one later, just so we can credit him in the Subway postgame show with that basket.
Might as well take some time here. Oh, a little floor slap a la Duke on defense.
2 minutes to go.
And Carlero starting to empty his bench. He's going to get some subs in here at the next dead ball.
Nico Tucker heading to the table, and
it's going to be a travel on Thornhill.
Altavista's going to check in. Chandler Pribble, Chase Short, and Nico Tucker. Richard Hubbard, Demetrius Johnson will come out. So will Juan Thornhill. Eric Poindexter and Josh Walker will be the two lone holdovers on the floor.
And a nice hand from the crowd, deservedly, for those three guys for fighting hard today. They played very well.
56-30. Under 2 minutes to go. Three-pointer hoisted by the Raiders. No good. Rebounded by Walker.
Yeah, that was Wilson. He's got to stop taking those three-pointers. Poindexter trying to do a little fancy dribbling.
Poindexter over to Pribble, right side. Back to Eric.
You want to try to run a play here maybe for one of your guys who doesn't get quite the playing time. Get him in the score sheet here.
Or run some clock here, too. It's not a bad option.
Another name that we can rattle off in the Subway postgame.
Chandler Pribble, left-hand dribble, minute 10. Pribble over to Poindexter. I like Pribble because Pribble is a guy that's going to get on the floor and get after it. I mean, throwing the body out the window. Tucker catches, goes to the hole. Ooh. Won't get it to fall. But Nico, who's been hampered by injury, I think he's only played a game or two this year, is going to get out there at the line.
Well, it's a good opportunity for him to get himself in the score sheet. Here with 57.1 left.
First one up by Nico.
Ooh,
off the window. Hey.
Called bank on that one.
Doesn't matter how it goes in as long as it goes down.
Let's see if he can make it the, I don't want to say old-fashioned way, I don't know, the normal way.
Not going to go.
It's been rusty at times for Altavista, but I think overall you got to be pretty happy with your performance here, playing the second day in a row and winning pretty easily.
Colonels will stay unbeaten as we head into 2013 and a trip to Livingston next week. And that shot's going to go down for
Taylor Sale.
Taylor Sale
getting in the score sheet.
57-32. 23 seconds left. Poindexter with the basketball.
And Altavista can hold it here if they want. We'll see what they end up
the
doing.
Game is over when Kenny Hunt puts away the microphone. He's inching closer. He's closing the scorebook. Pribble underneath, though, lays it up and in. Chandler Pribble gets 2, 59-32. Down to 5, down to 4. Shot is up. It's not going to fall down. Rebounded by Tucker. Microphone put away, and Altavista puts away another opponent. 59-32 over the Amelia County Raiders. We will take us timeout and come back with the Subway postgame show. Colonels 59, Amelia 32 on 105.5 KD Country.
Good news from Altavista area Apple markets. Check out these new in-store specials. 99 cents for any coffee or cappuccino. Trade wins and sweet leaf teas, 2 for $1.50. And a 24-pack of Coke, only $5.99. Or grab the 4-piece chicken tenders, fries, and garlic toast for just $4.99 at Riverside or Main Street Apple Market locations. At Gateway, get half a pizza and a medium drink, only $5.99. Visit the Apple Market convenience stores soon for these great deals.
short drive will save you money.
That's right. A short drive can save you hundreds, maybe thousands. The absolute best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Have a trade? When you make a deal, Fellers Chevrolet will pay it off, no matter how much you owe. Slow credit? Don't worry. Drive away today in your new or pre-owned vehicle. Remember, if you didn't purchase your vehicle from Fellers Chevrolet, you paid too much for it.
Fellers Chevrolet in Altavista.
Hey, this is Josh Walker, and you are listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Bob Alvis, Scott Wilson back here on the Subway postgame show. 2 locations, Main Street and Town and Walmart, in Altavista right there off Clarion Road. Of course, Walmart is our internet sponsor. Whether you're in Kalamazoo or Timbuktu, you can hear the Colonels online at kdcountry.com. Apple Market was sponsoring tonight's fourth quarter. They've got 3 convenient locations. Check them out at Gateway, Main Street, and the Riverside Apple Markets. And, of course, this game will be put up on YouTube shortly. Not today shortly, but next week shortly, and you can check that out. And that's brought to you by Fellers Chevrolet, where Eleanor Haney will make a short drive and save herself some money. Visit kdcountry.com for the link on that. Scott Wilson, your first time seeing the Colonels this year. Give me your impressions.
Well, I think they have a very strong core group. I think they've got several guys who can score, who can pass, who can rebound, and play defense, probably most importantly. And, that is so helpful because you're not totally relying on Thornhill or on one of the Johnsons. One of them is having a bad game or is in foul trouble. Somebody else can pick up the slack. And really, a lot of them played well today.
Did you see anything, if you're an Altavista fan, that would put a ton of worry into you? That you could see carrying over? I mean, not just a one-game hiccup?
Honestly, it's hard from a game like this when you might not be playing the strongest caliber opponent to spot weaknesses. I mean, a lot of the offense at times was a little sloppy, and especially in the first quarter. Obviously, you want to score more than 4 points in the first quarter, but once they had that focus, I think everything came together.
If you're Amelia, it seems like if you get into a team that's going to play your style erratic, I think erratic's going to win, but Amelia might get some W's in that James River district just because they're going to play teams that are comparable to them.
Yeah, and any time that you can get out and run as a team, there are going to be some games where the other team's going to make mistakes and you're going to get easy points, and that's a way to keep in games, and maybe at the end of some of them you'll end up pulling a few out.
And, Coach Tom Brown brought this up in Game 1 tonight, and we thanked him for his time. Always love getting some experts like him on. Playing over Christmas is a good thing. I mean, you're not hoisting any Christmas, Jeff Cocke Memorial Invitational, which I love. It's a great chance to get out and honor a man that was very special to all of us here in Altavista, second annual with the name change. But you don't hang up banners for Christmas tournament victories. Seldom.
No, you don't, but it's a good opportunity. You're out of school for a couple weeks to keep the rust off. You've been playing well. You want to keep playing well. You want to keep playing games, and to get 2 more wins, I mean, that'll help you in the long run.
And I would argue Christmas tournament games can give you other banners later on, like regional, district, state banners, just because some people have a turning point at that holiday mark.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the confidence that a guy like Demetrius Johnson had in that second half. And that's going to stay with you. That's not just going to disappear after the second half. He's going to go into the next game thinking, hey, when I come off the bench,
right,
I'm going to score some points.
When we come back, we'll give you final numbers, our players of the game, and we'll get out of town. Altavista gets the victory over Amelia, 59-32.
English Construction Company has been in the building business since 1932, so it's only natural that they appreciate the building process. They recognize the fact that organized sports programs build character as well as bodies and minds. They know that high school sports build our youth into more well-rounded and more productive adults. English Construction Company is proud to be a sponsor of high school sports and salute all athletes, coaches, and teachers. A word of praise and encouragement from English Construction Company with offices in Lynchburg, Virginia.
In the past century, our community has grown, and Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service has grown too, alongside the families they've known for so long. Finch & Finch is proud to have served you over 100 years. A family business, Finch & Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, dedicated to your service.
Finch & Finch Funeral Homes. We're here because we care.
Enjoy daily lunch specials priced under $4 at El Cazador Restaurant, the people that first brought Mexican food to the area. Open all afternoon Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays. Come by for Mexican or American food, all reasonably priced with drink specials and great service too. Voted best Mexican restaurant, El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, Main Street in Altavista. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant thanks you for your loyalty and your business and congratulates the Colonels on their winning season.
Hey, this is Josh Walker, and you are listening to Altavista Basketball on 105.5 KD Country.
Nail biter in Orlando. Hokies and Rutgers tied at 10, according to my information.
That's really pretty amazing because the Hokies looked like they were about to get blown out of the building there for a while.
Not a nail biter here tonight.
Spoken from a Tech graduate.
Not a nail biter here as Altavista. It was close at times, but Colonels really pulled away and got a good victory tonight. Margin as well as I thought performance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first quarter was a little rusty, but if you take a look at after the 4 in the first, they went 14, 21, 20, and you want to, if you play 4 quarters that way, then you got a pretty good offensive total as well as a defensive total.
I think they heard you were in the house tonight. You know, when people know you're coming, they get a little timid.
Oh,
got to impress people.
They shook the nerves out.
Got to impress Scott Wilson. He's a tough one to impress, but I think the Colonels got the job done on the impressing
meter
avenue as well. Yes, sir. Let's do some players of the game, Scott. I will be the kind host and let my guests go first. Let's start with Amelia. Well, actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go with final numbers. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, sure. Amelia, we had Orlando Parker with 8, Devontae Rail with 6, Dontre Wilson with 5, Malik Delaney with 3, Levante Bradley, Richard Perry, DeAndre Johnson, Nick Lewis, and Taylor Sale, each with 2. Altavista, your leading scorer, Demetrius Johnson with 14, Eric Poindexter with 11, Juan Thornhill with 10, Michi Malbec with 8, and then we had Jacob McClure 5, and Chandler Tribble and Nico Tucker 2 and 1 apiece coming off the bench late.
And you know, the thing about those guys that come off the bench late, you never know when you see Tucker, Tribble, Short, or anybody come in for some important minutes down the stretch and really help, because I think Altavista is not hurting whether they go from 1 to 11 or 12 or however many guys are on the bench on a given night. Now, players of the game. Scott, I'll be the con host. You go first, and let's start with the visitors.
Well, it's tough to pick one, but you know what? I'm going to go with Wilson. He had some good energy off the bench. He had 5 points. He was aggressive, maybe a little too aggressive at times, but with the absence of a lot of strong scores, I'll take my namesake.
I really liked what Devontae Royal did myself. I mean, 6 points, and I think Amelia plays hard, and I don't want to say sometimes they play too hard, but I think sometimes it's almost like they go from 0 to 10 real quick and just bypass a few numbers.
They go from first gear to fifth gear.
Right. I think when Amelia gets that that rhythm down, I think they could be a team in the James River that's going to be tough to beat night in, night out. Now let's go with the home team, Altavista Colonels. You go first.
I think you know who I'm taking, but I got to go with Demetrius. I just was very impressed by his aggressiveness. He made the one mistake on the fast break where he ended up falling down, but on the very next fast break he said, okay, I learned from that. I'm going to pass it, made a great pass, and then they ended up with a basket. So he did a lot more. He had some block shots. Very impressive coming off the bench.
I think that's an outstanding choice.
But you're going to pick someone else.
I am. I'm going to go with Eric Poindexter. My man EP tonight, I thought he was really good for the Colonels, and not necessarily scoring, although he did get his fair share with 11. But I really thought what he did without the ball, with the rebounding, with everything, complete package. I mean, I don't fault you for your pick of Demetrius. I think it is a really good choice. And we could have probably gone other ways. I thought Juan was really good tonight without dominating the basketball, but
Yeah, he had some really dazzling plays. And Darius Johnson in the fourth quarter.
I like Eric getting on the glass, not being a tall, great big guy, but the Jeff Cocke Memorial Invitational, always a fantastic affair. You get 4 games in 2 days, and that's always a good point. Eleanor Haney. Eleanor, I think you're swell, Eleanor. Great job back at home base tonight, punching all the right buttons. And if she punched the wrong ones, I wouldn't know, because it sounded great to me. So, Eleanor, we definitely appreciate your time, and a great new year to you as well. Scott, definitely appreciate your time. Can't wait to have you back as well. And a big thank you to all these people, too, who make the game possible. English Construction Company, wishing our high school athletes an exciting and injury-free game. Feller Chevrolet, where a short drive will save you money. El Cazador Mexican Restaurant, voted the best Mexican restaurant by their customers. English's, your complete home center. See them for Atrium Vinyl Windows. Apple Markets, check out the weekly specials at the 3 Altavista area locations. Finch and Finch Funeral and Cremation Service, a family serving families since 1905, and the First National Bank, where they are focused on providing an extraordinary customer experience. Thank you to Scott Wilson. Thank you to Tom Brown. Thank you to everybody that joined us tonight. This is Bob Alvis signing off here from Altavista, where the Colonels get it done over Amelia. 59-32, LCA wins game 1 over Nottoway tonight by the score of 80.
Drum roll.
Yeah, drum roll, please, for this one. LCA gets the victory, 86-42 over Nottoway. Great time at the Jeff Cocke Memorial Invitational. We'll talk to you January 2nd from Nelson County. Everybody have a great and safe New Year.